The vast emptiness of space stretched before the USS Horizon, a gleaming testament to human engineering. Commander Jaewon Park stood on the bridge, his dark eyes scanning the holographic displays that mapped the unknown regions ahead. The ship's hull hummed with a quiet power that spoke of technological mastery far beyond conventional understanding. Navigator Hyejin Kim adjusted the quantum scanners, her fingers moving with practiced precision across the floating interface. She was young, but her skills were legendary among the Earth exploration fleet. "Commander," she called out, her voice cutting through the soft background noise of the bridge. "We're approaching the outer markers of Zarn territorial space." The bridge crew tensed. Everyone knew this wasn't just another routine exploration mission. Humanity had been preparing for this moment for decades, their first official encounter with the Zarn Confederation. Massive view screens flickered to life, revealing the deep black of space punctuated by distant starlight. The USS Horizon moved silently, its advanced propulsion system creating barely a ripple in the cosmic fabric. Unlike the clunky spacecraft of earlier human generations, this vessel represented the pinnacle of human technological achievement. Sudden movement caught Kim's attention. Her scanners picked up multiple contact points, Zarn reconnaissance vessels emerging from what seemed like nowhere. They moved in a precise formation, like a deadly dance of metallic predators circling an unknown prey. "Incoming communication. Attempt," Kim reported, her voice steady. "They're using a quantum-encrypted channel." Commander Park nodded, his expression calm. Years of training and preparation had prepared him for this moment. The first contact between humans and the Zarn would be remembered in history books, and he was determined to represent humanity with dignity and strength. The alien vessels were unlike anything humans had previously encountered. They moved with an almost organic fluidity, their metallic surfaces shifting and adapting to the surrounding space. Each vessel seemed to breathe with an intelligence of its own, probing and analyzing the human ship from multiple angles. "They're scanning us," whispered Lieutenant Sung, the ship's tactical officer. His fingers hovered over defensive systems, ready to activate shields at a moment's notice. "Our technological signature must be fascinating to them," the USS Horizon continued its steady approach. No aggressive movements, no sudden shifts, just calm, calculated progress that demonstrated humanity's confidence and technological superiority. Inside the alien vessels, Zarn officers were experiencing something beyond confusion. Their most advanced scanning technologies were struggling to penetrate the human ship's multi-dimensional shielding. What they saw defied their understanding of spaceship design and technological capability. Commander Park understood the psychological warfare happening at this moment. Every movement, every signal from the USS Horizon was carefully choreographed to send a clear message. Humanity was not just another species to be dismissed or underestimated. The quantum communication channels crackled with tension. Unspoken questions hung in the digital space between the human and Zarn vessels. Who were these humans? Where did they come from? What were their intentions? Hyejin Kim's scanners continued their relentless analysis. She noticed something interesting. The Zarn vessels were maintaining a carefully calculated distance. Not retreat, but not aggression either. Pure, unadulterated curiosity mixed with a hint of fear. The bridge of the USS Horizon remained calm. No unnecessary chatter, no visible anxiety. Just a well-trained crew ready to represent humanity's best qualities: intelligence, preparedness, and an unwavering spirit of exploration. As the minutes stretched, the space between the human and Zarn vessels became a canvas of unspoken potential. First contacts were delicate moments, capable of sparking either conflict or understanding, and humanity was determined to make this encounter memorable. Commander Park allowed himself a slight smile. The game was about to begin, and humanity was ready. Inside the primary command center of the Zarn Confederation, Admiral Vorin Relic stared at the holographic displays with growing unease. The human vessel's technological specifications defied everything they understood about spaceship design and engineering. Initial sensor data revealed something extraordinary. The USS Horizon's shielding system wasn't just advanced, It was revolutionary. Multiple layers of quantum adaptive membranes shifted and recalibrated faster than the Zarn's most sophisticated computers could track. Lieutenant Kim continued her scans, her fingers moving across holographic interfaces with remarkable speed. Each movement revealed another layer of human technological complexity that left the alien observers stunned. The ship's exterior appeared smooth and seamless, but advanced sensors detected microscopic nanotechnological structures, constantly rearranging themselves. These structures could instantly repair potential damage, redirect energy, and adapt to different environmental challenges within milliseconds. Zarn technicians worked frantically, attempting to break down the human ship's defensive capabilities. Their most advanced scanning technologies produced nothing more than fragmented, incomprehensible data streams. It was like trying to understand a complex mathematical equation using elementary school arithmetic. Commander Park watched the alien reactions with a calm, calculated expression. He understood the psychological impact of technological superiority. Every scan, every failed attempt by the Zarn to understand their systems was a silent message of human capability. The ship's propulsion system was equally mind-bending. Traditional understanding of faster-than-light travel suggested massive energy requirements and complex quantum calculations. The USS Horizon seemed to move through space with an almost casual efficiency that suggested technologies far beyond current galactic standards. Weapon systems, though not actively displayed, hinted at capabilities that could potentially neutralize entire alien fleets. Quantum entangled projectile systems, energy redirection mechanisms, adaptive targeting algorithms that could predict and counter defensive strategies before they were even implemented. Admiral Relick's communication specialists reported something even more alarming. The human vessel was simultaneously broadcasting and encrypting multiple communication channels. Some appeared to be standard diplomatic frequencies, while others used encryption methods the Zarn had never encountered. "They're not just showing technology," whispered a senior Zarn technician. "They're demonstrating technological philosophy." Each system on the USS Horizon told a story of human innovation. Energy consumption was nearly perfect, with minimal waste. Computational processes happened at speeds that suggested artificial intelligence far more advanced than anything in the known galaxy. The ship's medical bay, briefly glimpsed through external scanners, revealed medical technology that could potentially cure diseases considered incurable by Zarn standards, nano-regenerative systems that could repair cellular damage instantaneously. Commander Park understood this was more than a first contact. This was a statement. Humanity wasn't just another species seeking recognition. They were announcing their arrival as a technological powerhouse. Hyejin Kim detected the growing tension in the alien communication channels. Confusion, respect, a hint of fear. The classic response of a civilization encountering something completely beyond their current understanding. The USS Horizon continued its steady approach, each moment revealing another layer of technological mastery. It wasn't just a spaceship. It was a mobile demonstration of human potential, a silent challenge to established galactic technological hierarchies. Zarn researchers would later describe this moment as a technological singularity, an encounter that fundamentally changed their understanding of spacefaring civilizations. The humans hadn't just developed advanced technology. They had reimagined the very concept of technological progress. Commander Park allowed himself a brief moment of satisfaction. Years of research, decades of technological development, countless sacrifices. They were all represented in this single magnificent vessel moving silently through alien space. The message was clear. Humanity had arrived, and they were ready to reshape the galactic understanding of what was possible. The communication channel crackled to life, breaking the tense silence between the USS Horizon and the Zarn vessels. Commander Jaewon Park's voice was calm, measured, and surprisingly warm. "This is Commander Jaewon Park of United Earth Exploration Fleet," he began, his words translated instantly across multiple linguistic algorithms. "We approach in peace, with respect for your territorial boundaries and cultural integrity. Aboard the Zarn command ship, Admiral Vorin Relic's communication specialists worked frantically to analyze every microscopic detail of the transmission. The human language wasn't just a method of communication. It was a complex system that seemed to carry layers of meaning beyond simple words. Hyejin Kim managed the communication protocols, her fingers dancing across quantum translation interfaces. She understood this moment was more than just an initial greeting. It was a carefully choreographed diplomatic dance that would define humanity's first impression on an alien civilization. The transmission contained multiple embedded layers. On the surface, a standard diplomatic greeting. Beneath, complex data packets that provided contextual information about human culture, technological capabilities, and peaceful intentions. It was a communication that spoke volumes without saying too much. We recognize the significance of this moment, Park continued, and approach with both curiosity and respect. Zarn linguists discovered something unusual. The human communication wasn't just a one-way message. It contained adaptive response protocols that could adjust based on the receiver's potential reactions. Each word was carefully chosen, each phrase precisely constructed to minimize potential misunderstandings. Lieutenant Sung monitored the ship's defensive systems, ready for any unexpected response. Despite the peaceful message, humanity had learned from past encounters. Preparation was always the best strategy. The communication revealed subtle hints about human culture, references to exploration, scientific curiosity, and mutual understanding were woven seamlessly into the diplomatic greeting. It wasn't just a message, it was an invitation to dialogue. Admiral Relic noticed something extraordinary. The human communication carried an underlying confidence that didn't feel like aggression. It was a calm, assured presence that suggested technological and cultural maturity. We come with an open invitation for cultural exchange, Park's message continued. Our goal is understanding, not conflict. Zarn communication specialists found themselves both fascinated and confused. The humans were presenting themselves as explorers, yet their technological capabilities suggested they could be conquerors if they chose. This diplomatic approach was unexpected and complex. Hyejin Kim detected multiple response preparations happening simultaneously on the Zarn vessels. Some communication channels suggested defensive posturing, while others showed genuine curiosity. The humans had created a communication that forced a nuanced response. The transmission included subtle scientific data packets, star charts, basic mathematical principles, and fundamental scientific constants, a universal language that transcended individual cultural barriers. It was an invitation to connect on a fundamental level of understanding. Commander Park understood the psychological complexity of first contact. Every word, every transmitted signal was a carefully calculated move in a complex diplomatic chess game. Humanity wasn't just making first contact. They were establishing a potential framework for future interactions. The USS Horizon maintained its position, neither advancing nor retreating. The ship itself became a silent communicator, its technological marvel speaking volumes about human capabilities and intentions. Zarn analysts would later describe this communication as a multi-dimensional diplomatic approach, a method that communicated far more than simple words could express. It was diplomatic communication transformed into an art form. As the transmission ended, a profound silence settled between the human and Zarn vessels. Something significant had just happened. A first step towards potential understanding had been taken. Commander Park looked at his crew, a slight smile crossing his face. The first move had been made. Now they would wait and see how the Zarn would respond to humanity's carefully extended hand of friendship. The Zarn Confederation's central strategic command room buzzed with intense activity. Holographic displays flickered with complex data streams analyzing every aspect of the human encounter. Admiral Vorin Relic stood at the center, his multiple, sensory organs processing information faster than most species could comprehend. Preliminary reports revealed something shocking. The human vessel USS Horizon represented more than just a technological marvel. It was a complete reimagining of spacefaring capabilities. Each system told a story of innovation that challenged everything the Zarn understood about advanced civilizations. Intelligence analysts worked through mountains of data. The humans had somehow compressed centuries of technological development into mere decades. Their quantum weapon signatures suggested capabilities that could neutralize entire fleet formations in seconds. Adaptive neural network defense systems made traditional attack strategies completely obsolete. Intercepted historical logs painted an even more complex picture. Humanity had survived multiple external threats, rapidly developing technologies under extreme pressure. Each conflict had become a catalyst for unprecedented technological leap. Commander J1 Park understood the psychological warfare happening in this moment. Every detected system, every subtle technological hint, was a carefully orchestrated message about human potential. The USS Horizon wasn't just a ship, it was a statement of capability. The strategic implications went far beyond military considerations. Human communication protocols suggested a civilization that could integrate technological advancement with diplomatic intelligence. They weren't just powerful, they were adaptable. Zarn military strategists discovered something disturbing. Human technologies suggested they could potentially disable entire planetary defense networks without causing significant infrastructure damage. Precision had become their ultimate weapon. Lieutenant Hyjin Kim continued monitoring communication channels. Her advanced scanning systems picked up subtle information exchanges that revealed humanity's complex approach to potential conflict resolution. They preferred strategic communication over direct confrontation. The ship's medical technologies were equally mind-bending. Nano-regenerative systems could potentially cure diseases considered impossible by galactic standards. This wasn't just a military vessel. It was a mobile research platform that challenged fundamental understanding of biological limitations. Deeper analysis revealed humanity's most significant strength, their ability to learn and adapt rapidly. Traditional alien civilizations developed technologies over centuries. Humans seemed capable of revolutionary changes within decades. Strategic reports highlighted something unique. Unlike previous spacefaring civilizations that sought immediate territorial expansion, humans appeared more interested in exploration and understanding. Their approach suggested a mature civilization capable of long-term thinking. Quantum communication systems embedded within the USS Horizon suggested technologies that could potentially create unprecedented communication networks across vast galactic distances. This wasn't just advanced technology, it was a potential revolution in interstellar communication. Admiral Raylick recognized a fundamental shift was happening. Humanity wasn't requesting recognition, they were demonstrating their capabilities and inviting potential collaboration. The psychological approach was sophisticated beyond traditional diplomatic standards. The economic implications were equally profound. Human technological systems suggested innovations that could transform multiple industrial sectors. Their approach to problem-solving indicated potential partnerships that could benefit multiple civilizations. Commander Park watched the alien responses with calculated calm. He understood that this encounter was about more than immediate interactions. This was about establishing a long-term framework of potential cooperation and mutual understanding. Zarn researchers would later describe this moment as a civilizational pivot point, an encounter that fundamentally challenged existing galactic power structures. The humans had arrived not as conquerors but as potential partners. The USS Horizon continued its steady approach, each moment revealing another layer of human potential. It represented more than a technological achievement. It was a living testament to human innovation, adaptability, and strategic intelligence. As strategic analysis continued, one thing became crystal clear. The galaxy had just encountered a civilization that would reshape existing understanding of technological and diplomatic potential. Humanity had arrived, and nothing would remain the same. News of the human encounter spread across galactic communication networks faster than light itself. Every species, every civilization received fragments of information about the USS Horizon, and its remarkable first contact with the Zarn Confederation. Commander Jaewon Park watched the developing situation with calm precision. He understood. This moment would be remembered as a turning point in galactic history. Humanity was no longer an unknown, isolated species. They had become a significant player on the interstellar stage. Alien communication centers worked overtime, analyzing every available piece of information. The human vessel represented more than a technological marvel. It was a complete challenge to existing galactic power structures. Smaller civilizations began reassessing their strategic positions. The humans had demonstrated technological capabilities that made traditional defense systems look like primitive toys. More importantly, they had shown a diplomatic approach that suggested collaboration over conquest. Lieutenant Hyejin Kim monitored the expanding communication networks. The way information was being processed and shared was changing. Humanity's approach to communication was introducing new paradigms of information exchange. The Zarn Confederation's leadership held emergency meetings. Their initial fear was transforming into a complex mix of respect and cautious curiosity. The humans had presented themselves as explorers, not conquerors, an approach that was revolutionary in galactic interactions. Diplomatic channels across multiple star systems began discussing potential human interactions. Scientific communities were particularly excited. The technological innovations suggested by the USS Horizon hinted at potential breakthroughs in multiple research fields. Commander Park understood the psychological complexity of this moment. Humanity wasn't just introducing itself, they were reshaping fundamental understanding of technological and diplomatic potential. Economic analysts discovered something fascinating. Human technological systems suggested innovations that could transform multiple industrial sectors. Their approach to problem-solving indicated potential partnerships that could benefit numerous civilizations. The USS Horizon became a symbol of something larger than a single ship. It represented human potential, a civilization capable of rapid innovation, strategic thinking, and complex diplomatic approaches. Alien research centers began studying every available piece of information about human history. How had this species developed such advanced capabilities in such a short time? Their technological leap was unprecedented in galactic records. Communication networks buzzed with speculation. Some saw humanity as a potential threat. Others saw an opportunity for unprecedented collaboration. The humans had created a scenario that forced a nuanced global response. Commander Park watched these developments with a subtle understanding. This wasn't about immediate conquest or simple exploration. This was about establishing a new framework for potential galactic interactions. Smaller civilizations saw hope. The humans hadn't arrived with demands or threats. They had presented themselves as potential partners, with technologies that could solve long-standing challenges. Scientific communities were particularly excited. The medical technologies suggested by the USS Horizon hinted at potential treatments for diseases considered incurable. Their approach to research suggested a holistic, collaborative model. The psychological impact was profound. Humanity had entered the galactic stage not as conquerors, but as potential collaborators. Their technological superiority was balanced by a diplomatic approach that suggested mutual respect. Zarn diplomatic records would later describe this moment as a civilizational reset, an encounter that fundamentally challenged existing understanding of interstellar interactions. The USS Horizon continued its steady journey, each moment adding more complexity to the unfolding narrative. It wasn't just a ship anymore. It was a living representation of human potential. As galactic communications continued to process this unprecedented encounter, one thing became crystal clear. Nothing would remain the same. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy would never be unchanged. Commander Jaewon Park allowed himself a moment of quiet satisfaction. The first step had been taken. The journey was just beginning.